HEPA Plus mixture, Consolidated Bank of Ghana. So we stand with you. Mutlu battery, quality forever, and a concept
Asempa
green
FM.
fertilizer. Almost boy in a day. Your one-on-one interviews, Abramo. Your discussion segment, so Mark Auto and Spare Parts Ghana Limited, Franco Trading Enterprise, Castrol, TCL, Dependable Herbal, and a Global Lighting Center Limited. Yentie we Emraya Bar, Yedemo call NPP head office. The one press conference na Breman Sana, Yania Sedun Ketiatnasi. Eddie Nkomo. Eriente we yebasisia.
Yara Ghana. Ne famu shachirana. Sembetimi atomi ametrata. Enem sika menye free me harvest mu afinti. Yara beta. Papa no. Mira. Yes or no.
Afei na yebe yesika for pa.
Yes via.
Eja mutirinko.
Yeti dance.
Okuani bia da yeso na be mu amamu no. Na me so me de ni metumi edu sam pempenso we.
Se wote se meka Yara beta crop lift bow.
Ai.
Eye foliar fertilizer. Fertilizer e what nutrients. It is NPK, e be zinc ne boron. Ya ebuama enobaye su yi.
Wobetimi di Yara Vita egugu crops ahodo te say tomatoes, meko, mango, ekutu ni cereals so.
Me wife kura ni mu. Ya simple. Yara Vita. Wo huna enye ya. Wobetimi di afra agrochemical foforo e dia boss spray. Agi herbicides. Any weedicides pe enenka ho. Wo Yara Vita. Se de be ya fertilizer no kura betimi awura leaves anasa haba no nyina mu amobia ayi na dwuma yi.
Na menye bia to he.
Wobenya Yara Vita crop lift bow. Ewo accredited dealers. Ghana Fanenina. Dodo Afre Yara Ghana 0302 779 854.
Sauka Betiapo, Nacha Maupadia, Niya Servicing, AdMaps Investment Limited, AdMaps, balancing, alignment, camber settings, any PK Kahun, AdMaps, on brand new car tires, batteries, alloy rims, and lubricants, Papa, Mauka, AdMaps, Juni customers Wunti, so you Jumekuna Tonoma, AdMaps, now the baby or the Begua, AdMaps, the Begua amount, a brand swan Wabejawadi, Shisha AdMaps Investment Limited, Doko Malam Quantum Ponis,
Asempa FM
from the traffic light, website, www.admapsgh.com 0302-982-398 and 0595-187-362. AdMaps, your wheels are priority.
Danunko na fefo no mbra emraso sa wo level up e wo yen sama de toyimu ma wo office level up e wo adesua mu level up wo fie da copy Ghana krobata bia mu beta de ne nanya office akona ye da totu ye brands ahodo te se LG, Samsung, Tecno eni nyama bi no so faso promotion we etoma de kosi September bo so me ne da to so aduonu nkron me 29 September na se wo won kan eni temampotem de a ye ma free delivery e wa di bia obeto e wo ye online www.compugana.com. Try your WhatsApp and 0243 143 143. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Jack. 1xBet app now Brahma Android ne iPhone users. Now betting na yo koko crowd. Who should games I won't bet. Who to be both virtuals. Sounds so bet ya who to me so 1xBet about betting I am dead don't to me Ghana go download the 1xBet app on my website so 1xBet.com.g. If you wife then I will pay your account no. Kinda use the promo code Radio GH 1xBet. That's the our hobby. Download one true to try to watch you. Yeah man, what would be if you do what? Training Commissioner Jim Kato way out to.
Folks, what time is it? It's UCMAS time. It's time to be part of this year's UCMAS International Grading Exam. Get registered in your school or center by end of October 2021 and get yourself the opportunity to be internationally certified at any level in the UCMAS program. As you already know, UCMAS is present in over 80 countries across the world. Thus, this international grading exam is globally recognized. Please note that this year's international grading exam will take place in November 2021 in every school or learning center running the UCMAS curriculum. Every student, even at the beginner level, can be part of this international grading exam. Get ready, get on to success. This is your chance. For more information, contact 0245-211-395 or 6. UCMAS, education with a difference. Brought to you by Moria Education Limited. Stand a chance to drive into the new football season in a free Toyota RAV4. Place a bet on any August EPL match on Bet Power and enter the prize draw. 8 winners will be randomly drawn to play in a penalty shootout in Accra, where the champion will drive away in a new Toyota RAV4 and nobody will leave without a prize. Start the season in top gear now at betpower.com.gh. That's betpawa.com.gh. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gaming can be addictive.
Asempa FM.
.7 Asempa FM so ne na mu nyina asese matwen yen ama yakwa ba enche bia ye dem ko NPP headquarters won kran ha kofa one press conference ne de abram ye bia the Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia, General Secretary of the NDC and yet na se din komo afa NDC electoral reform proposals what they atwap no so 34 of them part ni chimo emu bako dumienu 12 and a flagship proposals yebeko ni nyina mu one after the other na in semise wo hono yetumi ebusa General Mosquito in the Munshanenso emfa am come through with your questions as well if you have any 0548 955 947 0548 955 947. Join us on Facebook as well. Share mo stream no etiko, but we are back on Facebook Live and then on YouTube as well. And to go Facebook, search for Asempa 94.7 FM and our YouTube and so Asempa 94.7 FM and our Asempa Plus. Very, very, very important. And watch our live stream. Share the stream and so na unu anu menya bi into me and share. Me acknowledge more. Ma joining on Facebook. Where's Seth Pepra? Hey. Now this new campaign for Justin Kodua say Oba for General Secretary, you know. Justin Kodua. Kodua Asempa Furniture Works. This program is my favorite program from Kodua Asempa. Thank you. Repem Asiedu Boaten says, Obi, I'm watching you live. One Fabi Ocean, if you know, Anka, unfortunately. Ode Ekahoma Yankabe and de Papa. I'm on Sam Boafo, also sharing from Milton Keynes in the UK. Educative program. Keep it up. Obey Taylor inside Adenta. Okay. Christopher Arthur. Or see JFK for GS. JFK why? JFK. Kodua. Justin Kodua na. Hey. And Justin Kodua. Now they gather momentum. Now we declare so interested there. Justin Kodua. Why a boss? Good afternoon. I'll be watching you live from Nkwanta Oti region. My name is Masawudu Hamza Jr. Capello. Safal Islam says I'm watching you live from Bangladesh. Abdul Ganiu Mankarigu also say BCU for General Secretary. Say BCU. Okay, Charles BCU. We say Obi, you are one of the best, and this show is second to none. Continue with the good work. Teacher Aruma, Odi Frehina Ebrain, Seth Pepra, say lawyer Justin Kodua, General Secretary Peche. Hey, right there. So, anyways, let me see. Hey, nah. Okay, we say Sadiq Esuman. Thank you for watching us. Berima in Pensempese. Also, we're Columbus, Ohio, US of A. O'Shea. Good afternoon. I'll be watching you live. Great job for God and Country. Shelter, Senor Dovi, Edie, Enono. Amisco Spelele, Ewo Kaswa. Also, O'Shea. More Fire, Old Saint. Thank you. Kwame Echian Owusu ewo Techiman ehwe Emmanuel Yao Staten Island in New York. Love you, Obi, love you too, my brother. El Shaddai Adonai, and so ehwe also Konongo Ashanti region, watching live from Bentonville in Arkansas. Hey, some Ajeman. No, way too much. Kingsley Aweje says, watching you live from London. Thank you, my brother, for watching us. Michael Boachi, UAE Embassy in Muscat. Okay, Embassy of the United Arab Emirates. Sharing live. That's Papa. Paul Menu sharing from Rotterdam in Holland. Thank you. Kweku Selassie, Ewa Abeka here in Accra. Also, sharing. Ernest Nanayaw are not dompre. And so Eshe Yeda Asempa Judah Fred Asare O Asaman Kese Ibrahim Dabone. Hey, Edi Meni Da Coman Accra Ibrahim Dabone and Daboni. Countryman watching live from Ahafo at Chirinsia. Obi, help me wish my son Nana Kwame Doman Kentiampong a glorious happy birthday. Thank you. Wait, I'm watching you live from Afghanistan. Okay. We're watching you live from Abu Dhabi. My name is Bismarck. Great by all standards. Thank you, my brother. Good afternoon, Obi. Watching you live and greetings to Dixon Adoma Kukisi, MP for Anya Sowutrom. Obi, I'm watching you live from Asafa Restaurant in Brixton, London. Please say hi to my family in Mankesim JB. Kweku Donko. Ebenezer Ado, also Brentwood. Sharing. Danny Young, Takwa Cyanide. Hey, Takwa Cyanide. Wow. Wilberforce Kujabwajo of Frankfurt in Germany. Also share that Sepapa Nipan Edorson. David Kenero of Philadelphia in the US of A. Fred Buffo watching live from Parliament House here in Accra. Vora also were Dallas and O'Shea. Okay, I'm reading all the messages. Thank you. Kwame Mafu, Washington DC. Also, good job, Obi. Thank you. Fred Cash or say also O'Shea or Comerica. You say Comerica. Wow. Amartha Williams or Dartford. Shea. Holy Queen inside Cape Coast. Ernest Amegashi. Nipane Dawson. But thank you to all of you for staying true to this brand. We appreciate you so much. Malcolm Ewasan BBOCM Fantomanim say any Malcolm supermarket is bigger and better. Walk into any Malcolm supermarket to have a wide range of product. In the Malcolm, your one-stop supermarket for all your daily needs. Terms and conditions apply. Malcolm is where Ghana shops. In the end, NPP headquarters now for press conference, Ashase John Boyd, the General Secretary Ashase Kasa, Yenkoti Yaba, Yetwa Jumedianiso.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, good afternoon and welcome to this press conference. The 2020 general election, we all know, were held successfully almost a year ago. The verdict of the Ghanaian people, as declared by the Independent Electoral Commission of Ghana and affirmed by the Supreme Court, was emphatic. It was a big yes for the MPP presidential candidate Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to continue his good works. Many have thought that we have all moved on. The president is focused on putting in place his government to help him deliver on his second term mandate, an exercise which is almost complete. The economy, just like the world economy, which was ravaged by the crippling impact of COVID-19, is now seeing some strong rebound to the envy of many economic watchers. Ghana is once again showing the way. However, it appears not everybody is happy with this positive developments. Some Ghanaians still think that the 2020 elections is not over. They are unable to come to terms with the reality that election 2020 is over and they have lost it. Ghanaians rejected them like they did in 2016 because they have nothing good to offer this country of ours. They just cannot go beyond partisan politics. They are still in the campaign mood as though we are building up to a general elections tomorrow. Unfortunately, John Mahama, the former president, who ought to have known better, is rather the one leading this backwardness. As we speak, he's embarking on a nationwide thank you tour to thank Ghanaians for rejecting his incompetence and his insensitivity. Apparently, he hasn't still accepted his fate. He is still in a campaign mood, stopping at nothing, at firing salvos and peddling lies at the current president and the MPP government. We are really not worried about these distractions because our president is focused on delivering the good job. We are, however, minded to respond to his recent allegations because we think that much as the Ghanaian people know him, we still need to remind them of his deceptive utterances. As observed, he has turned his so-called thank you tour into an election campaign. Yes, he has a right to campaign, and we don't begrudge him, but he should play by the rules of engagement. He has no right to deceive the people of this country by twisting basic facts. During the 2020 election campaign, we recall him saying it is acceptable to lie to win elections. Having lost the election, he's still peddling half-truths and twisting facts. Some of his assertions are embarrassing and need rebuttals to set the record straight. His comments on the creating of the 6 regions is embarrassing. First of all, he accuses President Akufo-Addo of creating in name only without development. That is, he accused President Akufo-Addo of creating regions in name or in name only without development. He's so wrong on both counts. Facts are that the people in the affected regions, Western, Bron, Ahafo, Volta, and Northern, did petition the then fresh president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, after they failed to get the attention and the cooperation of the former president. The Akufo-Addo administration followed the constitutional process of setting up an independent commission of inquiry. The commission concluded that the demands had merit and therefore triggered the constitutional requirement of a referendum. The constitutional bar for the referendum is very high. 50% of eligible voters had to turn out, with 80% of vote cast having to vote in favor. To meet these high numbers, multiple parties, including MPP and NDC, worked together enthusiastically. Not once, however, did we hear a peep out of former President Mahama. He did not lead his people in the Savannah region. He did not lead the NDC. Now he pops up to twist the facts of constitutional creation into the doing of one individual. Yes, that individual is President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He was bold and responsive enough to lead the people to achieve that dream. And I remember when we were inaugurating that of the Savannah region, the chief and people of Savannah said that over 40 years they've been looking forward to have their own region, and that for them, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo should not even do anything. He has been able to achieve what they've dreamt of for 40 years. And all these 40 years, John Mahama, who comes from the region, has been president of this country, has been vice president of this country, has been MP, assembly member, minister, and all that. He couldn't lead his people to achieve such a laudable feat for the people of Savannah. On development projects in the newly created regions, the Honorable Minister of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Honorable Dan Bochi, has been more than emphatic. He tells us that 96 projects are currently ongoing, with over 70% complete, whilst a few have been handed over. 6 regional administration blocks, 24 blocks for decentralized departments, 66 staff bungalows, 30 motorbikes, and 66 new vehicles have been delivered. Furthermore, Agenda 111 will deliver regional and district hospitals as well in these regions. So it is not just in name, and it is about developing the area, and this is what has been achieved. For the information of the failed candidates, Mama, the Akufo-Addo administration has pioneered a model where government and public services buildings are spread throughout the region. The advantage over the old cluster model is that every locality within a region will have a hub,
Asempa FM,
a hub around which to deepen development. On election 2020, once again, we insist that it is clear defeated candidate Mahama is yet to recover from the 2020 election loss. After deceiving a few of his supporters to attempt mayhem on the roads, he has the audacity to talk about averting civil war. His inept petition was dismissed by the Supreme Court in a public hearing where he went to court with no evidence whatsoever. Except John Mahama and his NDC cohorts, the entire world hailed the 2020 elections, a solid record of running the entire elections in 6 months at the height of the worldwide coronavirus pandemic. And our election was excellent, which was hailed by all. Knowing they will lose to the sterling record of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, John Mahama NDC put every conceivable obstacle in the way of the Electoral Commission. For a whole year, they held sometimes violent demonstrations against the intentions and operations of the EC. They hailed COVID-19 as the panacea for not having elections at all. They did not have a solution if elections did not happen. They could not care less. Indeed, John Mahama seeks to undermine our electoral and political stability anytime he comments on elections. However, with the resolve of God and good service, the EC registered voters, exhibited the new register, and conducted general elections from June to December 2020. In spite of COVID-19 that led to restrictions to international trade and travels, the EC managed to procure all its materials and deploy them to maximum effect. Remarkably, even more significantly, the government of Ghana, under the constitutional Democrats, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, paid for the entire election. It hasn't happened before, where the entire budget of the election was paid from our own resources. This is a plus for the country. Another unprecedented feat in the history of elections under the Fourth Republic. It hasn't happened before. International observers deemed the elections free and fair. Local observers also supported this fact. Prominent local media houses independently called the elections for the New Patriotic Party, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was duly declared winner. Yet, aspirant Mahama will shamelessly have the world believe otherwise. But that is John Mahama for you. He never disappoints his pettiness. NDC and electoral reforms. John Mahama and his NDC have no shame. After disrespecting and damning the EC and its leadership throughout the electioneering campaign, they have the gut to call on the EC to undertake electoral reforms, even after refusing to attend the opportune platform provided by the EC for all political parties to meet and undertake a review of the conduct of the 2020 elections. The MPP has said, and we're going to repeat, that we are not going to dignify their so-called proposals for electoral reforms by responding to them in the media. The media, as well as the international community, cannot be the right forum for such an exercise.
Using to attend the opportune platform provided by the EC for all political parties to meet and undertake a review of the conduct of the 2020 elections. The NPP has said, and we're going to repeat, that we are not going to dignify their so-called proposals for electoral reforms by responding to them in the media. The media, as well as the international community, cannot be the right forum for such an exercise. We are a disciplined political party and respect rules. We do not play to the gallery. We are a serious political party, and so if the NDC is serious about their demands for electoral reforms, they should table it at the right forum, which is IPAC. But if, on the other hand, they think that the media can undertake reforms they are calling for, then they should go ahead with their rantings in the media space. We are not going to debate in their own turf. They should be honorable enough and come back to the table for civilized discussion and debate. The NPP has always believed in the electoral reforms, and if we are to go through some of the reforms that they've put out, you just know that it is just face-saving things.
1992, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016. All these heads of the Electoral Commission were appointed by the NDC. So what has changed? That all of a sudden they are crying on rooftops. The NPP is proud of its record in supporting the continued transformation of elections in Ghana towards more transparent and fairness. However, the NPP has always tried to act within the rules in pushing for changes. Let the NDC be advised to swallow their arrogance and get down from its high horse, accept the loss of the 20 elections, gracefully come back and participate within IPAC so as to add their voices, if any, to the transformation and reforms of our elections. Hospital projects. At the heart of his attempt to lead the NDC again as a flag bearer is John Mahama's allegation about his abandoned projects. He has been particularly loud since the successful launching of Agenda 111 to change the healthcare delivery landscape of Ghana. So even though the Honorable Minister for Health has spoken to debunk John Mahama's effusion, I wish to repeat with all the emphasis that at my command that John Mahama did not leave a legacy worth abandoning. His best shot at housing is in court now, the Saglem project, facing questions over millions unaccounted for. His history of cocoa roast is replete with horror stories. He barely managed to deliver two interchanges, that's Kaswa and Circle. President Kufuor secured funds for 9 hospitals under the Erojet Invest Inspire project in 2008. The NDC did not complete even one of them in 8 years. Funds were secured, but in 8 years, they were not able to complete even one. The NPP government of Nana Addo had to come in and complete them. The Wire Regional Hospital and Ga East Municipal Hospital were commissioned for use in 2019. In Soko, Chifupraso, and Tema were available as at November 2020. The Afari Military Hospital and Sewa Regional Hospital are due for handover in 2022. Salaga and Konongo are on course. These are not Mahama initiated projects. They were the brainchild of His Excellency J. Kufuor. Mahama was behind a set of 8 projects under NMSI. Most of the money of the project was invested in 1 out of the 8. That is the Shai Osudoku District Hospital at Dodowa. The Akufo-Addo administration has had to restructure the contracts and get contractors back to site at Fomena, Kumewu, and Takrade, Sekendi, and Garu. And these have been started. Now Garu has been separated into 2 districts. That's Garu and Timpani, and they are to benefit from Agenda 111. All the polyclinic projects under VAMED have been completed. 10 in Central Region, 5 in Greater Accra, and others in Savannah, Northern and Volta Region are all completed. The University of Ghana Medical Center required another $50 million before completion for active use in October 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the NDC for you. Touting achievements they have not concluded. On corruption,
FM.
Former President Mahama has said without proof that the MPP has stolen Ghana's money and that he can ensure accountability through elections. This is extremely rich, coming from a party credited with the Supreme Court of Ghana, with the ability to create, loot, and share public funds with impunity. It's Mahama of Government Official 1 infamy and the Ford vehicle from Canezo contractors talking about corruption? Is that the same Mahama whose government signed into a half-baked contract of $1.6 billion for the Ghana retail payment system infrastructure? Certain Switch Systems Limited have just lost an arbitration demand for $478 million from Ghana for revoking that agreement. The Akufo-Addo administration did a far more enhanced project for only $4.2 million. They were requiring $1.2 billion. We only used $4.5 million to do that project, and they didn't even care. They went ahead to demand that we should pay them an arbitration fee of $478 million, and the court had ruled against them. On the certain switch issue, the Bank of Ghana, as we all know, has won an international arbitration of $478 million against Certain Switch Limited. The case at the London International Court of Arbitration also saw Certain Switch being ordered to make a substantial payment to the Bank of Ghana in respect
Asempa
of
FM.
its legal fees and costs of arbitration. One of the facts of this case is that John Mahama's good friend Roland Agambiri, you all know, you remember him, was at the center of being granted unbudgeted contracts without even PPA approval and paid upfront before services. You remember that of the guinea fowl issues and laptops issues, where monies were granted to him without going through PPA, advance payments were made, and he didn't deliver. He used some of the money for homes in Dubai and for paying media houses for NDC adverts in 2012. His bigger money haste was this Sifton contract. The fallout from the expose was that the contract was awarded at a cost of 4.6 billion Ghana cedis under John Mahama. A contract that didn't go through PPA, a contract that we revoked and used just $4.5 million to complete with an enhanced facility than what was given to them. He was going to use 4.6 billion Ghana cedis. And without shame, when a contract was revoked, he had the audacity to go to court to demand that he should be paid $478 million. Thankfully, the court ruled against them and awarded huge costs against them for the payment of legal fees for Bank of Ghana. What is even more remarkable about what has happened is that a lot of people were quoting billions of dollars, and it became an issue of public debate. But this system has now been built for less than $4 million under the MPP government. It is not more worrying that all dubious deals under Mahama were carried out by the RLG man. Mama advised Gambiri to go into hiding after the elections. The MPP government saved the country billions of dollars, which has helped the government channel these resources into projects like free SHS, planting for food and jobs, and 1D, 1F. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the same Mama who was asked on an international media platform whether he was corrupt, and he replied, in which capacity? As a human being? We all know that unlike President Akufo-Addo, candidate John Mahama cannot and has not been able to make any bold statement to tout his incorruptibility because of his personal involvement in a lot of the corruption scandals that plague his administration. He has proved to be corrupt, and that during his time as vice president, his bots, and which has been said over and over again on the acquisition of 5 aircrafts, to the extent that his boss has to call for investigation in some of those activities. Ladies and gentlemen, please indulge me on the matter of corruption, because fighting corruption is very, very critical for our survival. Ghana has experienced regime change, often violent, on the back of allegations of corruption and mismanagement. Commissions of inquiry have banned people from public office, and in the extreme, a regime tied people to the stake and shot them for corruption. Meaning that better means must be canvassed beyond mere allegations. Ladies and gentlemen, best practices championed by international agencies and multilateral institutions show that the fight is not an event, but it should be a process involving several facets and aspects of the state and society. The World Bank promotes a multi-pronged strategy involving institutional constraints, political accountability, civil society participation, competitive private sector, and public sector management. Under institutional constraints, expectations are of an independent and effective judiciary, legislative oversight, and independent prosecution and enforcement. The MPP is investing heavily in judicial reforms, especially digitization of processes that will make justice delivery faster and more responsive, as well as court infrastructure nationwide. The 8th Parliament of Ghana has a near equal representation of the two major parties, a speaker from the opposition. This will make for even more responsive oversight than before. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo boldly fulfilled his promise of an independent anti-corruption in the form of the special prosecutor. It is the expectation that the new occupant of the office will exercise the powers of the office to the optimal level, and we expect, and Ghanaians are expecting more from that office. Political accountability includes political competition, credible political parties, transparency in party financing, disclosing of parliamentary votes and assets declaration, and conflict of interest rules. That MPP administration is pushing forward legislation for public officers' code of conduct that has been neglected in parliament for years. The third leg of best practices is civil society participation. There, we have freedom of speech, public hearings of draft laws, and a role for the media and NGOs in governance. Ghana has one of the most vibrant media environments. The NPP Kufuor government freed the media from fear of attack when it replaced the criminal libel laws on the statute books. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has gone further. He has overseen the passage of freedom of information legislation. Again, Ghana's freedom of information legislation lay in Parliament for over 20 years until Akufo-Addo administration ensured its passage into law. 20 years. It is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that ensured that this all-important law is passed. This further enables civil society, who are already involved in lawmaking in Parliament, through extensive stakeholder consultation. Indeed, civil society in Ghana comments vigorously on most government initiatives without fear or favor. The most recent being GMPC and its investment intentions. I must say that I listened to an interview on Asase Radio with Bryce Simmons, and I was very
Asempa FM.
The content of the debate and the discussion was deep, and I believe that government will have the capacity to assimilate some of these comments that are coming from the civil society organization for us to move on, because as the saying goes, tikro enkwejina, and I believe that these are sincere comments coming from us, because from where we are as a country, we cannot stay back. Whilst most multinationals in the oil industry are moving directly from extracting oil, leaving most of our oil stranded. If we are not very careful and we don't move with time, we'll end up having the wells, we'll end up having drilled to commercial quantities. At the end of the day, our oil will be stranded. So deeper discussion and understanding in the recent GMPC investments is very apt, and I believe that it will continue for a very long time to come. A competitive private sector includes economic policy reform, regulatory simplicity, transparency in corporate governance and collective business associations. NPP-led reforms in this area includes the review and passage of the Companies Act and the Land Act, the disclosure of beneficiaries of companies, and insolvency rules. These laws, amongst many others, are set to open up the private sector to more transparent and rewarding business environments. Finally, the World Bank strategy looks at public sector management. This area includes meritocratic civil service, budget management, especially procurement and audit, tax and customs, sectorial service delivery in energy, health and education, and decentralization. In all these areas, the MPP ticks the boxes. The MPP has led in cleaning up public procurement with specific laws and now e-procurement platforms with standardized pricing. The government is moving on rationalizing the taxation funds with the Ghana card, whilst paperless customs procedures have improved revenue collection to the government and service quality to port users. Ladies and gentlemen, the MPP is investing heavily in healthcare delivery and education. Free SHS comes with infrastructure and more contact hours. Tertiary and TVET education are coming on stream. COVID-19 has been brilliantly managed to the admiration of the entire world, leading to less human losses and a faster economic rebound. Post-COVID-19, Agenda 111 is set to strengthen healthcare infrastructure and thus delivery of healthcare services to every part of Ghana at costs supported by NHIS. Swift and bold measures have stabilized the energy supplies, including getting a grip of the debt overhang in the sector left by the NDC. Decentralization is moving forward with the arrival of 6 more regions. Public and government services are getting closer to the people. So on the whole, the political tactics of shouting corruption ought to be obsolete, as all these factors and institutions work together to build a resilient system less dependent on human intervention. A call for a mere change of government by a personality who has no anti-corruption credentials does not help the fight against corruption. MPP is adopting and adapting best practices to deliver system wide responsive and must be supported to do so. And I dare say that as former president, he knows all these institutions. So any corrupt practices that he determine or is able to identify, I think that all these institutions are available for him to send those corrupt practices to. And I don't think that anybody is going to close the door at him at all. So it is important that we take the bull by the horn. Let us know. Let us get credible allegations that we can have evidence in order for us to arrest or determine whether the people are culpable or not. And I think that it is important that as former president, it goes beyond just allegation, but also bring evidence to bring the so-called people that is referring to book. Ladies and gentlemen, the MPP is also championing an employment agenda with the successful location of the African Continental Free Trade Secretariat in Ghana. The local manufacture of diverse automobile brands and the location of growth industries of Google and Twitter to Ghana, modern opportunities for growth are expanding. This is coupled with the rapid turnout of 1D1F factories nationwide, generating employment and further opportunity at several levels. Equally, we can make mention of the aggressive digitization drive being experienced in the Ghanaian society. Digitization simplifies access to services and reduces human contact. Moreover, it secures paperless transactions, thereby reducing costs of doing business. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the MPP has a much better record. We do not even compare ourselves with the NDC because they do not have any credible record to compare with. The Fourth Republic is more mature than just mere slogans. The good voters of Ghana expect concrete actions from politicians. The 2024 elections shall be fought and won on records, and not who can insult his opponent the most. No amount of political mudslinging and fact twisting can change the facts of the incompetence of John Mahama and his NDC group. We are focused on building Ghana of opportunities and prosperity for all, and inshallah, we shall get there. Thank you for your attention. Say your friend I'm say your friend area ya na your friend name we di nkomo na ya mama ti ase na adu danko akufado election na ya 2020 na ewie Asempa FM kamia ya say bi mo nti ase say ewie nti omo edaso wo campaign mood nim. And more importantly, the leader of the NDC and as NDC flag bearer now Olusu 2020 no was started say or yeah thank you talk say or thank for losing the elections into or koko regions no there ye hunu say all ko nyina no or one kwan say or starting a campaign this year no obi ansi no kwan or one kwan say contributed to the discussion of growing Ghana. But the only one kwan is say in summer enya no kre na obesa kan sema what twist fast no and no ya idea also a set records in the streets. But kan ya nwanwa me gidi say also ye twen Ghana for aso ene omo enigina so ne say or say President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo sorry no create regions no so create no o create no say edin kekane ya create ya create so a ya nya adwuma bia ya development o say de ko no ye ntumi mfa nko enya no kre wo mu ne say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ba ya Ghana for to Abama in 2017 no na regions enum Volta region, Northern region, Upper East, Northern region, Volta region, Western region, and a brown half. Citizens say, "Woho, ankasa edi petition every President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Petition over the wujuma over years, obia enti omo. Na constitution is be eteno. Say citizens say oh baby the petitions are bar also the independent inquiry na omuhwehwem wie ya omo report na bae no na che say de omo ka ene de omo gina so nti a also yet region for no na ejinemu enuti no the constitutional process na start here Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo knowing very well say answer na obetime create region no na was say nkofo a was our region na who create no e was say unya more than 50% of omo to aba ho ebeto aba obeto aba no so a e was say omo to 80% in favor of the proposal for creating the region sa de nyina ye di hu dwuma any political parties ne traditional authorities no any citizens ne kofo bebre di hu dwuma ye hu NDC for ye hu jomama ne savana kra no wanko anko ye dwuma ewo ho na nyame adom yeto aba no na yetumi create sa agency ye create regions liwe no so no for the past almost 1.5 years enya no kra say ye nya development bia ewo ho utie minister for local government o say ye create regions ya 96 projects egusu ekoso 70% of these projects no ya complete bebre wo ho ya hand over ama ombe use projects no 6 regional administration egusu ayesi 24 blocks for decentralized department no so no egusu ayeye ho adwuma staff bungalows OCAC 66 anu yesi ya tomoto bikes 30 ama 66 new vehicles ya de ama and because of agenda 111 into no 6 regions nyina ebenya regional hospitals ebesanya district hospitals enu ntino enya no kre say regions no yate ewo din mu keke ene emfa development enko 96 projects so far na ya ewo these districts there dance no wo yen ya ban mu ne say the different model yemfa concentration of development in Trankran ni Kumasi pe ewo Ghana fanan na jobia enya development ni bi there can be on ye the comment about election 2020 election ya atuewie ulusu election si o se won ti ase initially o se we win elections no nti won kwara anko enko demonstration yenye dede yenye say na wankasa ode asɛm yi ɛkɔ court ode kɔ court a wanfa evidence kyerɛ sɛ we win elections initially so we win after do wa so we win na obi an win yes aba dodo ahin na onyaa ya o so wanfa mba opponent aba ahin na onyaa o so wanfa mba dey nti na o feel say we win elections na o say unim nti court no ebua say NDC for petition ya amode bae ya njintum na ado danko akufo e win election no without any problem at all. The year when say electoral commission we are a wohi. Enya dia NDC for no eboju ho kra. Na the year one say this is the first time MPP are buying about bemo opportunity and a privilege about with the commissioner the head. About to aya 250 1992 ni nyina 92 96 2000 2004 2008 2012 2016 nyina the other electoral commission ano NDC na yi omo eno de omo hu se bone bi wo ho enti ekwan a omo fa so bia se omo betwetwe electoral commission na ase ma wantumi anya adwuma no eno nti no be kai 2020 electoral commission decided say be new voter register omo ye ho demonstration ekika ho nsem say covid nti me enye che say omo po de nka ya nto aba no kra nka em say omo pe and in our constitutional arrangement no say ya nto aba 7 December the kind of chaos ebebo memu enya asamketo electoral commission kan omo ho hye edina omo na so organ register foforo exhibit register no ema ye to aba obi ani ho wo Ghana ha o say me ko register me ntumi an register and am pese me to aba me ntumi an to aba ema ye to aba ne ma ne ye fe obi ara o ye independent minded person jitumpa say 2020 elections was free, transparent and fair. There were more crown say for the first time in the history of our country ya nkoji bisia ewo baby and I try my European Union abring sika any donation any grant there be yankasa ye mine yankasa sika ye wono and they fund the elections and dear electoral commission aya dear papa na sia and just as we hear de bia no sia to aba wia electoral commission near trans as IPAC na electoral reforms be near beya na ye nyina as political parties sometimes we to question baby na watwe na aye discussion no ye to aba wie NDC mu na yakum say IPAC no mo baby nti electoral reforms meeting aye frɛ no amma yakɔhɔ akɔyɛ reforms aye meeting afe omotifia omacho omoso electoral reforms and they come electoral commission and they expect us to come and debate in the media. If they debate in media, what is the consequences of that debate? Come out with their defeat as quickly as possible. Because baby anyhow, you better discuss electoral reforms apart from say you never call electoral commission under the banner of IPAC for rest to have discussions. Because sabi enyen political parties saying all other political parties now they want now feel no church until bring copy you responded to them say you who copy no although she said that enim no we are expecting say more come out as early as possible nyedin mo apologize to IPAC and the electoral commission na asajem mo bana mo the reforms na ba na fe ye siamo any reforms because some of the reforms now suggest it's laughable and said that and cover bia but say o say chro bibi nti no chro nti you expect say beba na ya discussions yeah papa John Mama ekoye no so no o ka say projects bi a obeye na ye jai projects no hospital projects a ebeye ye jai projects no and the ekoye agenda 111 no kura wo mu ne say oni project bi a obi e ja to project hospital project e wo ho hospital project a Erojet the invest under President Kufuor eji husika say OC hospitals. Now for 8 years NDC buy after 2008 no. Omo to me enwie ba kokra. Yes buy bioyi 2016 after 2016 and na yabe wie regional hospital wa yabe wie Gan East Municipal Hospital. Ye commission in 2019 in Soko Chufupra so Tepa hospitals no ye November 2020 na ye Afari Military Hospital and also no 2022 ye be hand over Salagane Konongo hospitals no ni nyina ye gusu ye hospital bia ni ha almost ase the almost ase another hospital husika omokoji husika for 8 hospitals no omo de ye shy Osudoku district hospital pe ododoa they aka ni nyina omo anya ho hwe ye baye na ya be restructure sa.
Anytime I feel lonely, feeling sad, only one station makes me happy. When I wake up in the morning, only this station makes my day. Yeah. Oh, Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM. Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM. Oh, Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM. Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM.
94.7 Asempa FM so ne Ekosiisen dwumade no asoguso a wotie no ma yana mo nyina sentie free NPP headquarters aba press conference a ekoso ho John Boadu General Secretary of the party nsema ode atu dwane bi eno no yehye mo bosi free hoba yene the General Secretary of the NDC the Honorable Johnson Asiedo Nketia edi nkomo nyame adom wabe kansa e wo studio ha enti yebe sha asiera afi yamana kwaba ne ene no edi nkomo yehwe on proposals, electoral reform proposals from the Atuja and the priority ones are a woman near to me at the home common. General Akwabana Apombo Cordia. Yeah, Danyamiase, Papa. You who Hana Chakaka, Mijiza one day or
Ajumano Sudosum,
easy. But for some time now, we've been following more proposals in Komoa about the Tojano. Now, may kind press conference more I think 3 days ago. Yeah. And in Semana a woman more categorize more proposals into the was executive ne parliament and there was a electoral commission and kasanso and 34 of them but the number say a flagship pie about 12 edika yen hwede was a parliament and the executive ne ho adwuma eno ye de hemo
yo me da se mechi atiefo
yes
na afi so me de chao pa to jase munim se me sheme bra me muso mentam so pepe na mo ha
yes
and say me ready se me beba no bibi be sanka mu kakra na empanimfo bi every one of the regions eastern region
okay
na womo ebesi eye fa himpon bi
okay
na ye ho
okay
enunti na me froka no womo so adu
no buy
wonim se wuntimi nya nananom hosa na wose menya bre na me womo etrance inti na makachi kakra
no problem
inti no problem na no kure obi visa se de ye kura ne farba ne sei you say can be mamin can be a mamu no enye se yato aba afiwe yato awie na ye twa amfie na ni asan beto eche se democracy no eno ano no enye sa na democracy echire democracy ye government of the people by the people for the people
yes
enunti ebrebia no eye amanfo amamu enti de ekosu bia no esa amanfo no wo mu de wo mu ho ehyemu na de eko yie na omambo amana ko yie de sinto bewom na omo de omo adwenkyira aba ne akora ba biewo eno ne ma democracy eye amamu a edanso ene amamu na aka no enti citizens participation eno eye key characteristic of any democracy. Eno nti ya trans ya hu se oman no abato a yekoye ene ya abato adwuma no nanka ya kwad ya tu na modru baabi a uboga na di wo wiase afa na baabi a si wo efa ka bi maminka bi amamode Ghana e number 1 in Abibre mo ha na nsan ya ba yekokoto ye no ehun sunsanso ene niema ekofa baaye no ama ya say chipa amanfo bebre utukwandu Ghana pa ni ase democracy etimi duru baabia ba kofo bi petimi ba ma niema nyina say esan na chi eno nti de akoso no nyina ye moni mu asemo enya de betu abubo ni nyina so Asempa FM iti atwamu ane se yabato adwuma na asan na chi efri se anka from 92 no ababia ye beto bia no de ye besan to no na eno ye de ni quality no ekwa ni mu chain de ya dikan ato no sa na de ya babedru 2016 ena prekompe ya san ya chihwim na de ye nto abanhu bida aba ama ya bato ni manyina akotonsuo mu no ya de a eha na citizens de tie bia no abrabo no ko wanim no asan wachi kakra eduru ba bia asan wachi a no aba ahombo no apema ko wanim ye enti ye hu se oman no ba bia ya san ya chi wo kamimamin kan bia mamu no mu no enya dia ye just ye di ensa she dem reform se ye san ya chi dia na ye nyina ye san ko ya chi esese yetimi eya ahombo bi ni yetimi ko yanim na ba bia na ye gina na manfo kamfo ye no ye san hokura san ko yanim na ebekoso a ye gina menewo ye beye enunti ena ya trans ye hunu se ade ba ko ye hunu se anko ye abatwe dedi kai ye nto aba since for republic ye nto aba manipa infa me ade mani free ye kwa menkroma abato na manhunu bi na every hoko be si sabre no abato bia ababia no mahu bi mani samu yenkwa abato bia ma kwabra ne be se nwotwe ahwere wo mun kwanda enti babia abato bi wo hokura no soja aban breso kura ne organize no nipa mu say that a champon aba unigov referendum ikobi me koye police agent enu so satem na agent for no we are so anaka no we from the calculation center ikobi nipa mu say enu pa ho eba liman time abato ni ade satem na me constituency organizer of UNC sabre na mine na nando danko akufo adu nyina wo party ba kuma
UNC no really
yes
now a constituency organizer sabre no at the time na nando ye den
na nando na omo na ye mpanimfo wo enkran ha se omo no omo ne professor Dubois Helom ena omo ye se sa domo group no omo amfa flabera no amfa ma paulinti omo sisi eastern for no ena omo waye free UP group no enti ena ekuofu froso CPP no so enu so mu cheye ena ebi so waye enti UNC no ye beye adantamufu a ye fa UP for kakra ni
ene CPP for kakra
Any the Camboom and no United National Convention.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
that's not part in ideology, no, mixed.
Yes.
Left kakra, right kakra.
Right kakra, near woman. In this apart in Nanam Kufuado, how are Yakubu Num, and now Professor Dubois Henum, Okatechi Free Fa. Oh, Pauli, one of the big six.
Yeah.
Now,
we know
a flatbed and Pauli, and now you're running mate. Alaji Mahama Idrusu, the Council of State, Vice Chairman for Council of Elders NDC. Yeah, Panin. Our Kubu names a woman organizer and Harisoya Nomnia and the identity.
Oh, really?
So group no, and in our womb, Dr. Obeda Samuel, and you. And tell me, I'm a Kobe. A baba to Nubi. Besine. Nimumba bia Ghana kwa abato na kwa brani mbese ngoche ahwede wo monkwa ebi mada
Benono, do we blame the security system or the electoral commission?
Election enon ho enkomo na esi edi
okay
enonti die yenim sabe okwase anim hwe kura do kuna to ahye de onim se aben enti yenim hwe kura no yenim se ade a enye no enye abato we ankoyie atwe omana sanaki na yentimi nka se bibi boni bia banti yen resign ourselves to fate asi etimi ye bibi boni bi kura no etimi ye habinja for better things and nti but yes ye ne se ye transi ne ye hwese what went wrong ne kura no abato bia ni ho a mahun se election results, final results no. Yana also num assistant num prince. Epi mada, the minim Unigov election no. And no na am se boku central. Ne announce boku central say 10,000 and ne asaka boku central 15,000. Yes, 15,000. Ne asaka. So because now person yes winning by all means when you through a tempo.
Yes.
But apart from that, final results there. Minti bida ewo ya bakusemu. Say announce na commission no answer ko na so foforo na mo answer ye foforo no ye bida. In several respects no sabato we a dance ewo ne pro ya na apromo. Minti bida so say yedi electoral commission na referee bia ko giran ba bi say kire wadwuma mu no say me democratic right say me nkire hwe ma ya adwuma gira man na numa ya adwuma de ba me mu ho akonta bia na court so agia tum say I we are right e mu ho akonta sanko na afi so nipa nyambransem say ewo abatuo mu na yetra ho say yenye bibibia abatuo de anim no ebekosen enum nyina enye ayibia oman bapa bia say ye ne dadwen enti NDC for no yetra say en say yempe ba sonko bi na omonko trans na omonhwe ya batuo enhyehye enum ni hu de ekocho de betimi de enkoyie. What is the problem? Say ni epe ya batuo say nyesa na epe no de ababia epe say oman na batuo ekoduro no de be na say yes samua ebetimi de yakọ enti wo kọta kunu te say Professor Kwamna hoye na atodaze num ne busuanfo akesi bibira wo wo ho nim de ekọtranse
Ekosiisen On Asempa FM
situation num obroni free bibi situational analysis o pese o sisan bibia o transe hwese empempenso a yewoi ede sinto ene wo ho a yesisamu a ebetimi de yen afri ha akoye ne enti wo moye no wo mohunu se baby be senso ana nwotwe eye sinto bia se yetimi eye hu bibi etu hu anamo a yebetimi akoye nim ne afri o hawa ye wo
yes
asoman adwuma no yanka nkyerɛ mu sɛ ɔmo nkɔ hwehwɛ mu nhwɛ deɛ yɛbɛyɛ a NDC bɛdi nkonim nti adwuma yi a yɛyɛ nyɛ NDC adwuma ɛyɛ ɔman no adwuma sɛ aninguase a abɛto yɛn ɛwɔ saa abatoɔ wei mu no yɛbɛtumi atwe yɛn ho afiri ho yɛn mo nketenkete a yɛnyɛ hwee koraa no because of records ana akreti wɔ ha no yɛtumi bɛfa consultant ɔman wei yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ wei enti yɛpɛ suahunu kakra Ghanafoɔ mo yɛ no dɛn na matumi achieve wei
Ekosiisen
On Asempa FM kakra hwɛ wata so sese yɛne a yɛkɔkyerɛkyerɛ adeɛ na yɛkɔ mu deɛ ayɛ pɔtɔ hwan na wokɔkyerɛ no adeɛ so enti yɛ nneɛma a yɛ nyinaa ɛno nti
now, sir, election here, Potono, is it the view of only the NDC and all the other political parties agree? Say elections were ankoye.
No matter what, Nipan watching now, no, Obiabeka say Nipa Sanguye.
Nipan watching, yes, that's true.
Hey, Nebia Sida.
But was it Ntimi Busau?
No,
I didn't see that, sir. The historical.
I'm not talking about Obi value judgment.
Okay.
I'm talking about facts here.
Fact.
Happen. Now, if you put those facts together, say election ankoye. What is say electoral commission announce election results national? No say busu a osisa na no change figures.
Asempa FM.
Even see that. A fact here esi. So should we sit there and say yanya 100% of election, yanya 90%. It's not what it is. Inti enye obi assessment obeka say eye papa na enye papa. We are saying say these things they happened. Now they shouldn't be happening. So how do we block them from repeating itself? Yantu abamba soja for emfa tuoni adin call election theater anko tutu atuo nkunkum ne pada. It has never happened. But I see ebra no soja abanti so a ye to abani akọ
Asempa FM
democratic governance mu kura no a soja na ebe hand over no kura no soja metututu obia ana then na civilians nko ayeye yade sese ya brese civilian yentimi nkoyenti enkofa soja for na omonsan mra na yenye den inti whether anybody will call it say eye good or na you can call rose by whatever name, it will still smell sweet. And no Yahoo say Bako or how nubi and they say ye bekwa batwa political parties. It drew baby a drew filing of nomination. Political parties ebire yamu hihye wo mo ko ye bemma ko bia na e ma min to bi ne ade e bedru ho na electoral commission akoda so say wenum de ebetimi aye bi wenum de ntimi nya bi na akofa ha obibire aba bi ho na obi akokot ne ho ne ma esi wo Charlotte say breso esi wo mamiji mensa breso de na chese next one NC say yantu anamon say problem e wo ho no ade a ye nije ho say baby a beto aba sa de no nsi ana say ntisa
say easy need to disqualify parties bi no
na unnim mpofremu a da no e faale de no na obehu say onka ho eno ntino ya wi hu say sa de no ha adwen na ne fare by ne say electoral commission no ewo womo adwuma constitution de ama womo say womo main womo nyenie
to organize elections
credible elections ne ho nema registration and regulation of political parties in Kaho or constitution number bia and the enabling legislation establishing electoral commission act of parliament and also the functions of regulatory political parties in Kaho.
Ekosiisen On Asempa.
Rather law no and no establish political parties no.
Political Parties Act no.
And no impose the duty of registration and regulation at the
on the
electoral commission so. And until ama electoral commission for nankasa no Woman sa area no low priority.
Area being say how they regulate political parties.
Yes.
No? Woman low priority.
Yes, it doesn't get done. And now a year omujina so law no ne nema ewo ho a SSA political parties be so now continue to be recognized political parties. Obi an ekire. Filing of returns nomni nema nyina mebri wo ha enkoso. Enunti electoral commission ko no a ohwe abato no so no. Ono anso ne du tambia o to mean say obeka say wo beto bi wo nto bi. Enti abato obeba so na saa de no bape. Don't say accusations needless nema bi beba ti say the electoral commission yo hwe on pay party asem no disqualify particular smaller parties no ya na omutimi align with bigger parties no enti ya ndi onim say ye kwa ye compare abeboa afa we enti na or disqualify any and the stand nema nya in other countries no yet body a regulatory political parties and in the registration no different. Enti in some countries no registrar of companies and I'm co register political parties. Yes. Now electoral commission they dealing with the elections. Until you hear who says sad na etesino say you thinking out of the box. Near you pay a kufu fra and no a
regulatory political party.
Yes, registration and easy timia perform or more core mandate. Let's just say easy be kwa batos. Parties here qualify so umbe compete bino.
Yes.
Already known and pre-qualified by this office
regulator.
Enti na nkofase mama. Say IPAC na SSA ya parties here satisfy criteria na ye party for our qualify.
They form
IPAC no bino. And also na nye easy na ebe pick and choose. Say we be could be when could be to a point to cross say easy bet me akọ party bi mu aka say wo na be represent party wenti we member bra na party no chairman be
to nipa obeba IPAC meeting
party bi mu e bi asida in the press last week
Ekosiisen On Asempa
from PNC PNC chairman duru ho no
say another rep
ya accept rep bi wo ho nti sa rep no so kra na party na suspended na onya adwuma isi akofa ono. So no never represent here. All those things are needless.
But John, my question on this proposal, say a share record now. Has the Electoral Commission disqualified any candidate on the basis that the party near a dysfunctional? And for example, all the examples we've seen, and they say, there are some clerical errors be on your form. And I say, there was a sign, I don't know, one sign, based on which the EC will say, no, you don't qualify to run. But I say party, or party, nye papa, or party, nye way, into your disqualified, ebi see that.
Which I say, who go so say, so nobody regulates the parties. So you need to no ask criteria and find every day. I just say, will be regulation no enkoso. Because law no establish political parties. Our conditions shall satisfy our political party to contest election. So and it say being see that's a no basis for disqualification. I just say no crano who go there no soon show say I just say regulation no so crank so.
Yeah, but my point law, even if the regulatory body no is set up and now or more regulatory all the political party who say we are pre-qualified to contest. In filling your form to submit to the EC, still you can be disqualified.
Yes, but then it will have enko assume sa dimension notice e bi kura wo ha e be duru ho no be hu say nipa no a o fill form amba no kura no in the first place say independent candidate no ba be ya ni party no kura anya qualify say sponsor obi ya what you say those issues will be addressed. What you say? And there must be a regulator because the law on political parties, yanya no kwa say yanya nto hobi ani so your conditions laws no be exactly accountability of party leadership to its members and also to the general population. That is why it be say after every year end of year no 3 months as I say party na a file
audited
accounts. How many parties do it? And those who don't do it, are they allowed to participate in elections?
Yeah, but would this proposal, General, not lead to a collapse more like of the smaller parties in our
No,
sector?
it will lead to stronger political parties. If you ask me.
Well, also the audited account even the bigger parties don't submit it.
No, we do. We do. We update on our filing.
3 months.
Filing a BBBR. As we sit now, I think say we are about the only party which has filed. And no law no ya no kwa. E wodienti ayaye. Without
yeah.
And no say empathy regulating political parties so let's say so. Say empathy regulating so somebody must do that work. So, that's one of.
Is it a proposal and Kamo de Beba say movie election 2020? Would this have been a proposal and Kamo de Beba if you had won?
That proposal way, does it have any relationship with the one winning, the one losing?
No, I'm only asking.
I'm not asking you. I'm saying, this is a proposal that is to pursue national interest. And we are saying, you are asking me, say, we win and now you lose. And I'm saying, what bearing does it have on who won and who loses? And any bearing there. Yeah, that's why we are saying, say, don't narrow this thing down to partisan interest. We are looking at what will uplift our electoral system.
Asempa FM.
Let us be. Say, now to say, Afibia Eco trading and adding and talk about some machine, who you very place register and replace register and the other.
Yeah.
Intia non so nim say a problem area. Intia no hosa na as say BBI be improve. Say other countries no uti bisa say ba. And the answer is no.
No.
And unti no ya drew pempen so I say ya home. And also ya the home proposal say abase. Mfie dudu ananse sensen register wo nyina ye kotugu ne san ye foforo. It doesn't happen anywhere in the advanced democracies. And untino ebrason say yenya permanent register. Na conditions ya na ewo ho a ntimi nya permanent register no ebini say the absence of citizens identification. CCI was citizens identification system
in the Ghana card.
In Ghana card.
Okay.
So why should we continue throwing away voters register, spending money into procuring another 1 billion subsidies? We must outgrow that.
Yes.
And I say proposals be they can say work it towards
continuous registration.
And Niema a bit media cleaning register no. This is the time I say to me here. Continuous registration no. Because Ghana card with the 18 years here, there is evidence say the 18 years for particular thing.
You just move to the electoral commission office
to be registered. And no Mrano provided that. Na I can say any protocols to be a big national register. Said the electoral commission soon to me control the be am from and so ya work here your home protocols as at late 2016 now ye ready associate me the ejuma and so changes no
May 2016
no late 2016
okay
now ye ready ye bet me the ejuma ya procure home equipment ya womo ede kokoye mass registration during the referendum year. The creative regions equipment na for continuous registration na intended for mass registration. Unfortunately, when number say the mass registration. Yes, any purpose no. The mass registration and one time because say a failing tino and papa and kotungu. Until you see give the dog a bad name and hang it. But whatever it is, baby, I don't know. As I say, a continuous registration. The protocol so I establish it. I in say when a protocol so I bet me they are check it, track it, say ubinti me nibone.
Yeah.
We should go back to
my challenge will be how the form it should take. And maybe some way based on the fact that the last one of the IPAC meetings after the elections now, more boycott, you know. Communicate bar out and they had agreed on this continuous registration at the you know, but now the form in the monument proposition they said every day I can walk into any EC office and register and I say pay one particular day. How should it be like?
I don't think I say we have already agreed on the protocols so
which is
any days here I selected this
in the month in the 2016 document, no?
Yes, at that time.
Okay.
I agree. There is no argument about that one, except say for some reason it was not used,
implemented,
and they chose to go and dispose of the whole register instead of saying, "You migrated to say continuous registration." No, inti protocols no agreements no have been signed. Inti yede ya party bi anim ne ru a obe play stakeholders obi anim ru a obe play e make sure say obi ntimi nkotwa din no be ngum. So we are saying say let's go back to it because ye to go ya ye kokko ye say yenye new register no munko anu nipa mienu ewuye bebre supre prae connect the hospitals no and that it was completely needless. And now I feel so ni aka no pen say reason ba ko a ya omugina so ka say yenko to register no ngu no man nko bo ka foforo nko ye bi ne say say register ye bloated.
Asempa FM
e bloated ya de almost site ni awufu a omudin wom ni pasu a ometo aba. We have made the argument to say anka hu hia say because obi awuna ni di we register munti yankotungu when na you are using biometric who phone to me metwaba and na ye laws wa ye dey remove names from the register because of the situation we were in at that time you know they were done in such a way say electoral commission kasa need to me so betime you obedient free ji say ye dey register no ko exhibition
yes
na abusuafo a omuni pa bi awu asori aba beka se nipa no wu ye ne obituary documents ni ana you know death certificate ni ntimu nyina so nkotwa ne din mu ni ade ne compare the bank rents na ye year free we are saying say sata mu india ye was situation ye wo sufficiently credible database
okay
ye betimi e de ahunu nipa wo mo awu ope abaya adwuma yefo a wo mo awu pensioners ni ande a wo mo awu a senate database obetimi anya death and birth registry obetimi anya nema bebre wo ho in the hospitals national health insurance ne man Ekosiisen na ye credible databases ya obetimi anya etia awu anti uye free mo a unya problem enu nti no braso se ye bese samra no ni ama electoral commission na nkasa tumi se wo munya sa edino from this credible sources wo mu betimi akọ high court akọ apply say high court and verify na wo mumma etumi na yenko clinic enyim free mo high court because oyasro oya Oma electoral commission kwan say ono nko anko hwe no onyi din bi mfiri mu a ebe da bi obekọ enim say menti he say omo was atumi nanka bia me kura ya yim din mfiri mu say me ntroba no bi enti no
that's how process is parties in the rep co
and I make kan
omo the rep co and they cannot do anything on their own
and I'm say that process now yeah kan yentimi nyai man electoral commission for enti e kokoto a na court will means ya be verify near this stamp assist to court na ati asese yenyi sadin free mo electoral commission ba obetime clean ya sadin no nyina free mo so it saved the nation the millions of cedis ya dey be organize exhibition say yenkonkoye
Asempa FM
friend say yenko delete names in them anti this are ways ya ebetime aboa voter registration system a ebenya credible register ebeja
so no me busa say the status quo now no say that say EC ko deletion of names they do that with political party reps present no
and I'm saying it happens in all the polling stations across the country, and it comes with cost. What you say? The exhibiting register no. Na busuafo e wo kuro no so aba se mumese. Enti na otwe na e de be exhibiting register no. Ho agency aban no tua ho ka nyina throughout the country. Any ho additional cost on political parties e be fill the agents throughout no. Ni nyina e needless cost. Enti we need a way to clean it here. Why shouldn't we go in for it? So what must say? Okay. So that is that about this voter registration.
Voter registration.
Yes, saying problem with media. Access to the media by political parties, and the focus principally is on state-owned media.
State-owned media.
Because Asempa moka say akwadon konkon campaign na mobeya abai need to me be best stop mo. So what man say?
Yes.
Na GBC e decide say o campaign ama obi exclusive la. It's problematic because no dey nyina there. And na MPP for so akoko to pen.
MPP versus the electoral commission.
Electoral commission
the
and the
attorney general
and the Ghana broadcasting.
GBC is electoral commission. So
omo akọ ama court ama ruling.
Yes.
Nti se omo wa ban mu a ade a omo no akọpere age no court no. Ese se omo demonstrate se omo e de be ya adwuma. You know, media commission.
The last election.
And we as a person, we are talking about all political parties. That is the terms of the ruling.
Of course.
So,
of course.
Media commission for when the media commission for to me monitor. Okay. I feel so. Private media no. The course so selectively equally best 100 radio stations close to here. There were others with the same challenges here. They were allowed to continue operation. No, a creating impression say government no is silent media and no and sing from the same hymn book. Until that, even though government cannot detect what private media houses should do, say selectively, who punish private media houses will be over an offense here. Nipa no bebre aye. Now the only thing that you can pick from it and they say we mumu they are close here there put omu together and say omu nyina nipa omu nkamfo abainti na ya close to omu. It's problematic.
But was that the case? Because
yes,
some
and
of the stations
that
were
is the case
owned by MPP leading.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
So
the matter say
that perception now.
The matter no. The matter basin there. What is say omo statutory report wa SSA sa regulator no or the core parliament in fear ni what is say omo timi dia core parliament. Entimi mfanko because you have to justify sa na mai. And justification also with evidence. Enti basin dem fear ni entimi mfanko parliament. Until it gives credence to suspicion now.
Ekosiise On Asempa FM.
And it is something which has to be handled. Afei, Yahwenswa who say appointment of commissioners and also timid the controversies bebre eba. Whether justified or not justified, no. The fact is say controversies no bano should be worrisome enough to say as a democracy, yepe kwanya improved where the befaswa sa controversies about appointment of commissioners no e be free one na say be reduce to a minimum. Charlotte say appointment say who dey buy Jimen's and the who dey buy. So are we going to continue that way? And the answer is no. Into a proposal ye dey aba which is shared by both MPP, NDC and other civil society organizations in the say about appointing commissioners here, you involve parliament. System where says here I say president no a consult to council of state. Now I nominate you be say uncle commissioner.
Yes.
And no. You answer him say council of state, you know. a appendage of the presidency, because the president no appointing majority of the people in the Council of State, so they cannot disagree with whatever the president says. Enti okase omune nkonko omni omunkoye consultation, it amounts to the president consulting himself in those appointments, whether that president is Mahama or Akufo-Addo or any other person. No, it is not good enough. And no, Niyahunu say a source of needless controversies. Na ohwe ye constitution no munswa. Ohunu say analogous institutions are treated equally. Ohwe president power of appointment of commissioners ne judges ya. Ohunu say electoral commission for the no any judges the no dance. They are not the same as ministers, because ministers they are president, representatives who will go with government and so on. But these two categories, they are permanent and they retire on their mature ages, unless something happens. Until my appointment, remove any whole salaries in your at par. When you go to the appointment of Supreme Court judges, President consult to Council of State and Judicial Council. If you or agree on the nominee, they call Parliament
for parliamentary
for vetting and approval. In the issues to be surround a potential judge, which makes that person unsuitable to be a judge. It will come out there. Doing that vetting, so it means testing panel capacity. Say obetimi aye sajman na say ontimi nya sajman ne background ye behwe openly ama manfo ahu esi electoral commission enye partisan say nipa aye pointing no political affiliation ni nyina beba so very verifiable enunti sie ye no saa yensusu ne say parliamentary majority yedi be approve chairperson no particularly and probably with the two deputies executive commissioners no any more stringent than the other four
it will any simple majority keke
they are proposing say nya 2/3 be better. The choice of 2/3 no ni say yahunu from 1996 to date say
Asempa FM.
So far party back kumbia ni hwa atimi agana 2/3 majority in parliament. And until so obi obeba be party si referee and say party be capable of appointing a referee, that will be one-sided. Na say a idea ebe here bipartisan support to approve that person. If that thing is obtained there, then Nema Bibri will about the acceptability of the person and their doing be cleared. And so that is
my two questions on that specific proposal. Number one, and it's so the Supreme Court ruling in Richard Sky, Attorney General, on the appointment of electoral commissioner. Say or what they call court on what the Constitution says on the advice of the Council of State. The Supreme Court rule say the advice no advice and you're binding on the president. Sure. Number one. Even if you have a Council of State or more truly independent. Appendage of the executive said now the counter to even president in position the president is not bound by that. Number one. Number two, NSA say president answer taking a decision not being bound by Council of State advice now or the choice echo parliament in the new proposal in the Fourth Republic we've had a parliamentary system at the ruling party and a majority in parliament, including this time around. It is a onya the choice nimpo ekwa. It's still a rubber stamp parliament, we know. Nipa never go through. Nothing changes.
They say who support to me argument, The first point here who raise actually say you agree with me. Sir.
Yes.
Council of State, just taking advice from himself.
Absolutely.
Until you agree on that. So that is settled. The second one, country say the reason we are looking for
parliamentary approval,
a certain majority, level of majority, says some majority from 96 basing the no party be antimi nyai na enye likely say in the foreseeable future
party be two thirds
and untino before obenya 2/3 no when you buy in of almost all the sites in parliament.
Yeah, but a minority of person are problematic, no? Who frustrate you? You cannot appoint anybody to the EC.
No. How? Now, your appointee will be to EC minority. No? How would they get the chance of winning elections? Say election, and you know, it is not in anybody's interest to frustrate the appointment of EC chairperson, but there must be a system to make sure that the right person is appointed. Enti minority can say, yeah, my appointee. Electoral commission
yes.
Say buy what is so ya ntwaba so oteso. Enti how does it further the interest of minority say ye man kon kwa me point.
No,
but say adie bi wo ho a enye clear.
Yes.
Say wenti this person cannot go here. It must